Hey everybody, it's Doug here, Doug Mystica on Board Game Geek, bringing you our next episode of Thornwatch, Ironwood Adventures, which is produced by Penny Arcade and someone else. Anyway, we're going to get right to it. I'm not going to waste a ton of time. We already kind of know what we're doing. We're playing the scenario, A Bad Deal, where our three Thornwatch spirits are attempting to discover what happened to a missing child. In the meantime, these creatures called Splinterkin are invading this forest area where we were summoned by a farmer or local woodsman and are destroying the plant life there. And if they can destroy enough of them, we lose, which actually doesn't end our game. It takes us to a different scenario. And if for example, they don't destroy enough of them, we actually kill all the bad guys before that happens, then we win. Now we are playing remember, this game is not really meant for solo play. It has a judge character, which would be played by one of the players, and all the rest would be playing the Thornwatch. And so this is a little different because some of the role-playing stuff that we're doing I can't really do, you know. But I did flip one of the tokens over on the role-playing aspect cards. It was the Green Hearts Selfless. I did what I thought was a selfless act, so I allowed him to flip this card over, mainly just to show you how it goes. And if we were playing in a real game, then the judge would determine when someone actually effectively uses their role-playing aspects of their character. But we're going to get right into the game, and there's two things that happen. First, we're going to go back into the what's called the momentum track. We're going to reshuffle that up and put that back out for the next turn. But then we also have the ability to manipulate that track. Now, I haven't seen a lot of cards yet for my players, my characters, the players themselves that would manipulate that, but they do exist. However, the judge has his Splinterkin automatically have a shift and things like that. So we're going to get into that. A couple of quick announcements before we start playing, and I promise you I won't take a long time with these, but I did want to say that my competition, or I keep saying competition, it's not a competition. My giveaway for my subscribers is over. I actually ended it on June 8th, my birthday, back a week or so, last week, at the end of last week. It's now Wednesday, but I'm still calculating and compiling the winners, etc. So I will probably, hopefully, get that posted by the weekend, if not by the weekend, on the weekend coming up. Then I still have my patron giveaway going, which will continue on through the end of June. So that gives you some more chances to become a patron and do that. Some other things, I am also playing Conan Exiles, where I think I'm on episode 9 published. I've got quite a few more episodes recorded. And that is a computer game, but I'm playing some survival style computer games that have board game-like elements to them, so you can see that. And then also I'll play other oones that are actually board games converted to computer games. But we're playing Thornwatch. So after making those couple of announcements, we're going to get started right away. I'm trying to debate who I'm going to start with, and I think I'm going to start with the guard, because the guard has something that we can do. I think we can maybe kill one of these guys, but we don't know if, well, actually I don't get to choose that. That's based on the momentum track. What am I thinking? This isn't like another game where you get to make those choices. But we're going to do the momentum track, and then we're going to get to our characters. So let's get that going right now. Okay, what you see here is the root and the edge, and the most important thing for us right now is the root. That's the shows who goes first. When you get down to the edge, things change. Now there's only 4 cards in this scenario, so we don't have to do much with that. The splitter can only go once, but anyway, let's see. I just shuffled them up. I'm going to shuffle them up a little more, and then we'll draw the first one. Who goes first? Our guard. Well, that's interesting because that's what I wanted to have happen. Actually, that's not going to be true. We drew the Splinterkin and the blade, and then the Green Hearts going last. Now, here's the challenge here. The Splinterkin have a shift, and I'll show you why I know that. If I look at the Splinterkin card, it shows you that they have some effects on them, right? And then it shows this little arrow right here. That means that they shift on the momentum track. So, in reality, the baddies are going first. That's really awful for us because we don't necessarily want them to attack the people. We want them to attack the plants that they've turned over, and they can do that. So that is bad for us. So let's go take a look. We're going to do it right now and take a look and see what they're going to do to us. Could be bad. It could be bad. Let's go. For the Splinterkin to destroy one of these, they have to... 2 things. They can't attack it if there's 2 or more players on the mat with them, but additionally they have to do 2 hits on the plant. Now, in this particular case, I'm thinking I'm going to attack the blade because of these red flies. Now, I have to spend that if I do it, but it says when a hero gains any number of wounds, they gain 1 more, and that might be good for us to make happen, because if we run out of wounds, that's one of the lose conditions for the players. So I think in this case, our Splinterkin is going to attack the blade. Now, the blade did actually have a card that allowed her to block an attack last time, so our judge is hoping that they do not have another one of those. However, we're going to do this. It's a bite attack, and it says poison, and it's arranged if the target is a hero with any number of wounds in their hand, then you can do the poison spit. But we don't. The blade currently does not have any wounds in her hand. I'm just going to check her hand to make sure that I don't have anything that can solve this problem, and then we're going to go. Okay, so let's do that. We're going to take that turn now. This Splinterkin here, we're going to go first, but they all go together. They're pack, so they all go at the same basic time. So this one's going to attack our guard, or our blade rather, and it's going to roll 2 dice according to its card. And what we're looking for is 2 wounds on the blade, or as many wounds as we can on the blade. Let's see what they get. Well, it was 2, so that is going to be 2 wounds. There is no real defense against this. They're just going to take them. Now I can, it says activate once per ally's turn after the ally makes an attack roll. No, I can't do that. So I was looking to see if they had anything that they can do to block that. I don't think that they do. I'm going to double check, but I think the blade is just going to have to take the damage. Yeah, the blade doesn't really have anything. So we're going to take 2 of these cards for the blade. We're going to put them with the draw pile for the blade at this point. Now that doesn't mean that they're in the draw deck yet for the blade. When we shuffle the blade's draw deck, those wounds will go into that pile. So wow, the blade took some damage there. That was not good. But we could have attacked that plant and killed it, destroyed it, but I really want to do some damage to the characters, make sure we're taking multiple paths to victory as the judge. Now, this is not going to take effect because it says when a hero gains any number of wounds, they gain 1 more. So we are going to actually do that, and we're going to spend this, one of our ebb, to add another wound, which means that the red flies also attacked, giving a 3rd wound to our blade there. That is not good for the blade, not at all. And that was only the first of them. So let's move on. Let's just go down this row right here. So we're going to do this one. It is going to attack. Oh, after momentum is resolved, oh yeah, I didn't do that. I got to do some things here. So when we resolved the momentum last turn, I should have put one of these on this board. I got to remember that. When there's 4 and no heroes are here, the judge may spend it. So I'm building up this ebb vortex, sorry, bump the camera, for the bad guy in that. I got to remember to do that after we resolve the momentum track. So here we are, and we are going to, now it says after momentum is resolved. I think we've already, no, we haven't, we're resolving it now with their actions. Okay, so then I think we'll go to here, and this one is actually going to attack the plant there. And again, it gets 2 dice, of which it hit both times. So this is destroyed. That is really bad for us, because if the beasties destroy them all, we lose. We lose. All the plants were tainted and then destroyed. And then we're going to go over here to this one with the fallen tree. It is also going to attack that one. Let's see what happens. It also rolled 2. Man, it's rolling a lot of hits. So there's 2 of those down. This is really bad for us, guys. This is meaning this game might come to a quick end. We're going to have to really defend the last couple of these with all of our ability. Okay, over here, we'll go to here. We'll say that it's going to attack that one. And it did not destroy it. It only got 1 wound, and I can't really do anything. Let me see. If I'm looking at the abilities that I have as the Judge of Stars, I don't think I can do anything. No, I cannot. Okay, well, we're okay there. So, yeah. You know what I could have done is flip. Nah, we'll wait. We'll wait. Okay, so then we'll move over to up here. That one way up there is going to roll. I can't quite see it. It's way up at the top. It's got 1 there too. Let's roll and see what it gets. It destroys that. That is 3 of the plants destroyed already. And then over here we have 1 more to roll for. And it did not destroy that one. So that was a pretty effective turn by the bad guys. Now, we're not done quite yet, because this one gets to do something too. Now, there are 2 of our heroes there, so it cannot flip that over, that plant over. So this is, here's the problem. If we start moving out of these areas, we're in trouble. right? So I think the first thing it's going to do is it's going to decide to attack somebody. I think it's going to attack the green heart. The green heart already has a wound. So let's do that. It's going to roll 2 dice against the green heart, and we've got an ebb and a wound. So if I look at my Judge of Stars card, you see that the first ability, activate once when you roll an ebb on a monster attack. Flow, add 1 wound for each rolled. So we did roll 1, so that actually counts as 2 wounds toward our green heart. And I'm looking at the green heart's cards. Well, we can heal, but we don't have anything that can stop this. Before or after an attack, hero may move 1 tile. Then that hero may draw 2 cards. So we really don't have anything to prevent this again. This is really not good for our character, because that means the green heart is also going to take 2 more wounds. The green heart actually has 3 wounds on his stack now too. So that was pretty rough. And now that ends the monster's attacks. So now we look at the Splinterkin as it relates to this thing, and we turn it sideways because they have gone. Now our guard gets to go. Now let's take a look at our guard and see what she is going to do. Our guard has some interesting abilities, and I think that I can fuel them because this is the hand that we got dealt. And we can fuel as many of them as we can, but we can only take 1 action. So right here I have a bronze, so I need an agility to do drive back. That's an attack of 3 dice. That could be really helpful. And it says move that enemy 1 tile, then move onto that tile. So this could be pretty helpful to us, because maybe I can group these guys up and do some damage before these things destroy other plants. I mean, I think it's going to come down to, we're going to have to defend just a few of these. I also have this rejuvenating strike, returning number of these, but she doesn't actually have any strikes. So I think we're definitely going to fuel up drive back with an agility card. Okay, so that's done. And then we're going to fuel up brawn we're going to fuel up rejuvenating strike with another brawn. So these are ready to go, because this is all I had in my hand was skill cards. So these 2 abilities for the guard are ready to go. We also have bulwark, which is something I can activate when I would be hit, and then full sword. So if I just needed to attack something, I could. But I think we're going to do this one. Drive back. It says 3 dice. Move that enemy 1 tile, then move on to the tile. So we're going to drive it back, and I think I know what we're going to do to try and kill 1 or 2 of these things as quickly as possible. This is actually a pretty hard scenario with 3 players, because that means we can only ever have 2 players on 1 tile. So that's kind of rough, and I didn't think about that when I was setting it up, but it is what it is. So we're going to spend the power of drive back. We're going to do that. It says, how do you force the enemy to move? Well, this is how. You fuel it up with skill cards, and then you do it. So we're going to drive the enemy back after fueling up our cards. And I think we're going to hit with 3 dice. So we're going to hit this one, of course, because it's the only one in our space. And you'll see what I do after I hit. Okay, well that was great. That is 3 points of damage to that Splinterkin. Now let's take a look and see if the judge wants to do anything. Well, I can do stitching to block 2 of those. I can do siphon. That's pretty good. And I can do infusion, but I'm not going to do any of those right now. I think I'm going to leave it alone and let this happen, because I want some power for later. I might want to flip the Splinterkin card and infuse it with ebb. We'll see. What this means now is, since I've taken 3 points of damage, we're going to go 1, 2, and 3. The Splinterkin card is now on the edge. And then we get to do the second part to that, which is to knock it into another space and move with it. So we're going to do that. We're going to move to there. Now we've got 2 of those isolated there with 1 here. Now, I want to see if I can do this. Activate after an ally wounds an enemy that is here. Well, we have done that. Hit the enemy again for 1 wound. That would kill it. Let me see if I can fuel that bad boy. I need a... I can't. I only got a mind. I have no... Well, actually I can. I can. So I'm going to take this mind card, and I'm going to take this hidden blade. You can see that it has an agility symbol at the top. Right there. So I'm going to use that as a skill instead. Okay? And that means I'm going to discard both of these and automatically wound this one here using that ability. Now, what that means is we are going to hit the Splinterkin with Twist the Knife with that ability, which means we do 1 more point of damage. So that means it bumps up against here. So then what happens is we're going to move it up 1 to here now because it took damage, but we get to kill this one. That is pretty awesome. Now that leaves this one pretty vulnerable. If we can do 2 more hits and a round to it, we can kill 2 of them in this turn. and if we don't move, we'll keep this plant from being destroyed, right? Now let's continue on, because that was the guard's turn actually. So I think we have finished the guard's turn. We still have a few cards left, and a brawn and agility. We're going to have to put them all in the discard pile, and draw some new cards. So we're going to end that. That means these get discarded. Right now I'm just putting them on the bottom of the draw pile for the character, and then we're going to draw 5 more. Okay, so there is our 5 cards. We got drive back again, that's good. Brawn, 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 and lure. What does lure do? Move one enemy from an adjacent tile onto your tile, then attack it again. It requires 3 brawn. Well, we have 3 brawn. So I think next turn we might fuel that up and use it. But that is going to be the end of the guard's actual turn. So the next thing that happens is we flip that to here, and we see if we can kill another of the baddies. I don't know that we can, because it really takes a couple of hits to make that happen. And here's our blade over here. She's growling and screaming and relenting at this creature as she dives in behind the guard and sticks it with a knife and kills it. So I'm going to say she got angry. She showed off how angry she is as a role-playing trait. Now, again, in a normal game, the judge would determine that they role-played that well, and probably through some commentary or something. So unfortunately, the only card left that we have is this. So we are going to slot it because we really can't do anything else. I do have this one not yet powered up, so that kind of bites. So we're going to leave it like that, but that means she can't do... Well, you know what we can do? I can use this instead as a agility and just do an attack on that thing. Maybe get it closer to death. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, so we're going to do that because this is going to give the green heart. Remember, so yeah, you'll see how this works out. So we're going to do that. We're going to use this card to use the dagger's ability and do a 2 strength attack on the one in her space, which is right here. So we're going to take 2 dice and do an attack. All I need to do is 1 point of damage because it's not going to matter otherwise. But I did 2. That's pretty good. Splinterkin, even if they stopped it, even if they did the stitching and stopped it by 1, it won't prevent this. So this is kind of a control mechanic in the game, but this would normally go down 2, which, you know, would kill one of them, but because it was not on the edge, it just goes to there, and all the rest of the damage is wasted. But we did attack one and knock it down, making the rest of them more vulnerable. It's a very interesting combat system. I don't know how that plays out, like if you're thinking about how that might play out in the real world sense. I don't know how it does, but it's okay. It works for the game. So anyway, we're going to discard. The next thing she does is discard her cards, which she doesn't have any discards. We're just going to draw up 5 more. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's see what she gets here. She gets a mind, backstab. Look at these. So these are 2 backstabs, a twist the knife again, and 2 mind. Well, that won't help much, but we can use one of these backstabs to finalize her hidden blade attack and see how that goes, right? And then, yeah, this one was discarded. We used it as an agility. So, okay, so that is that. That is the end of her turn. Now, remember, she does have 3 of these wounds, but they don't go into her hand until she shuffles again. Now, there's some cards in here that make her shuffle, and I don't know where they are. But anyway, that is going to be the end of her turn as well. So let's end the blade there, which means we turn this, and then last we're going to have the green heart go. So here we are with our green heart, and we got these skills. We got heal, woodwise, rallying charge, woodwise, and spirit. Well, we're going to use I think we're only going to use 1 spirit. I think we're going to slot this heal right there. We're going to power it up with, no, we don't have anything to power it up with. I could do this, but we don't need to do that yet either. Or I could do rallying charge before or after the attack. One hero here may move 1 tile, then that hero may draw 2 cards and return a number of... See, until we have wounds in our hand, these aren't that effective. But we do have a spirit, and we're going to use that spirit to fuel the oaken staff. So we're going to discard that and put that on the bottom of the green heart's deck. And we're just simply going to attack. Well, we have to move first, and we can move and attack. So let's go look at that. You know, I even could have moved the guard after that, but I don't. I'll leave the guard there so we protect this. But, well, I mean, we're going to take some risks here, I think. But we're going to move him into here before he can destroy this plant, and we're going to attack that one. Now, we know we used the spirit to feel the oaken staff attack the Greenheart has. We're going to roll that now and see what we get. We got, oh, only one hit. So this one hit will kill. So, God, see, if I use my ebb from the judge right now, then I will not be able to do what I want to do next turn. So I think we're going to let it die. So the judge is not going to use the stitching ability to reduce the hit by 1, which means that the Greenheart did 1 point of damage to the Splinterkin. What that means is it bounces up against here one more time, then comes up to here, and we kill another one of them. Now we're going to the judge character does have the ability to summon some of them back. Essentially, though, that means that we have this left in our hand, which isn't doing us much good. I didn't put Rallying Charge out. I put Heal out, though. We're going to dump these, unfortunately, because it's the end of our turn. And we're going to drop 5 more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm having some space issues, so I'm trying to confine my space on these things. Okay, so we have these Foresight, Crack the Shell, which looks like a pretty big attack. Wow, it's a pretty beefy attack, yeah. And some Spirit and Woodwise. So we need 2 Spirit, 2 Woodwise, so we can start to fuel this one up to make a big attack on it. That would be interesting, and that means that marks the end of the Greenheart's action, which marks the end of the round. So we do know that we're going to take this token right here and fuel the Ebb Vortex one more. Remember, it gets up to 4, it gets more powerful. Hopefully the heroes get to go first next turn and get to kill some things, or get into a position to kill some things before the baddies take out some more of the plants. There's only 4, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 enemies still on the board, and if, oh wait, I think I may have missed something here. It says, I think it says here on this specialty thing, yeah, right here. Whenever a Splinterkin pawn is defeated and any other Splinterkin remains on the map, not the map tile, roll 2 dice. If any ever rolled, add 1 Splinterkin pawn to the defeated pawn's tile. Okay, so, well, that's not good. So we have to, before we close out, we're going to do that. But first we have to check here because one was killed here. No, so one did not appear here. Then one with the Oakhark, and one did not appear with the, the Greenheart either. So that ability of Splinter did not happen. Okay, that's good. Good for the heroes anyway, not good for the judge. But that is going to mark the end of the round again. That is it. So guys, that's going to be the end of this video and the end of this episode. So please keep on watching. Let's see how this goes. We're we're trying to kill these things before they corrupt the plant life in the area and make things really hard for us. So, and because we're getting a bad deal here, man. So that's the name of the storyline. That ends the turn for the Greenheart, and we're going to end the episode there. So thanks so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next episode. Take care.